What is up, everyone? Welcome to the FPL Gameweek 32 podcast, episode number 84. My name is Ryan and I'm joined by Roy. Welcome, Roy. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. After 2 weeks of no football, now we got
Back to back football.
back to back and keep on more games and more games. Champions League and
Oh,
it's all
Champions League.
happening.
Next week, big
Can't
week, eh?
wait.
Big week.
Yes.
But we'll get to that soon as well. But yeah, back to back football. Obviously, Game Week 31 is still going on. It's only day one basically of Game Week 31, which is done. So Arsenal and City to play today or tonight or tomorrow morning for us in Australia. Confident against Luton, should get the job done.
I think so. I mean, our defensively we're really good, and I can't see us losing to Luton
And
at home. There's
well,
no way.
I've got double Arsenal attack with Odegaard and Saka. I need some
Oh,
points. So hopefully they smash Luton is what I would like. But we will see.
rotation, it might be the issue.
True. I'm
I'm
slightly
I'm not sure who we're gonna play.
yeah, I'm a bit worried on Saka with rotation.
Hmm.
I don't think Odegaard I am not too worried because he's captain, so I generally expect like club captain to generally start most cases.
Yeah.
It's just Saka that I'm slightly worried about, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Saka is carrying like a slight knock as well, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Whether Arteta starts him or not. But yeah, let's get straight into game week 32. Now, these are the fixtures. We got Palace with City, the opening one. But before we actually get to these fixtures, I want to do a quick market recap of the. So basically, what I've done, slightly different to this table, is in the last couple of weeks we've been showing the Rob T FPL graphics, which shows the expected projections, like in terms of XG. So same thing. Basically, the numbers in the bracket are what was expected, and outside the bracket is what they actually got. So if anything is highlighted in red, they're basically they didn't meet their expected goals. If it's highlighted in green, they met it or overperformed it, and if it's yellow, they were like kind of very close to it, basically. So game week 30, as you can see, a lot of teams kind of underperformed what they were supposed to do.
Wow.
Yeah. Now the new addition to this is what you see on the left-hand side of the team names. So basically, what I've done is I've gone and seen. So it's all well and good. Now let's say last week Arsenal played City, right? So I've gone basically and done what I've done is to see whether, let's say now City, they were supposed to get 1.22, they were supposed to get 1.75, but they got 1.22, and Arsenal was supposed to get 1.15, but they got 0.51. So neither team really beat the expected goals, right?
Yeah.
So neither City didn't concede 1.15 xG against Arsenal, or didn't allow Arsenal to score, basically. So keeping that in mind, basically what I've done is to see if now, for example, United here, which is at 100%, basically says that every opponent who has played United since Game Week 26 have met or overperformed the XG that they were supposed to get. So United have literally given up every opponent they have faced against. The projected number that their opponent should have got, their opponent have got, or they have beaten the opponent have beaten what they're supposed to get.
So the lesser the number, the better.
Yes, in general, the better. That means that the team is not really letting their opponents meet what they're supposed to get. Is the
So
idea.
it's a show of their defensive power.
Yeah, in one way you could say. Now I need to. I should probably also have added a row for like clean sheets to see whether they actually kept the number of clean sheets. But it's one way of like showing like, okay, it kind of shows defensive power. But it's not. I guess it's still a very small sample size because let's say, for example, you look at Sheffield United, right? 25%. So that means they've played 4 games. Only one out of the 4 games, only one game where the opponent has beaten them in terms of like the opponent has met their XG. Every other game, the opponent has kind of underperformed what they were supposed to.
Now, so does that mean that they've tightened up their defense in a way. They try not to lose too many goals, especially
Maybe.
more players at the back or something.
Maybe. Or it could also be that the opponents that they're facing, the XG is so high at times that teams don't necessarily meet it as well in a way. So maybe they're not getting battered as much as they should be getting battered per se as well.
Yeah, because the 100% United is pretty
that's just
stand out, right?
Yeah, that's what stands out here. So that means United, literally any opponent now, Chelsea this week, right? Chelsea will most likely then meet their XG as well, whatever they're supposed to. So I guess in one way you can go, okay, if you see teams that have a high XG against United, you can get their attackers because their attackers will have a chance to meet that XG.
Gotcha.
That's the kind of concept I was trying to get to try and because we're struggling to pick defenses, right? In terms of picking defenses which will lead to clean sheet points and whatnot. Now, Arsenal here, 25%, good number. Newcastle, on the other hand, 25%, but they're not keeping clean sheets. So now that all depends. Now, does that mean that Newcastle's defense is poor, or like Dubravka is just like not doing his job? Now, this week against Everton, I haven't added Game Week 31, but basically they considered their clean sheet in like the 87th minute or something on a penalty, and Dubravka was shot at him, and Dubravka still couldn't save it. So there are a few factors that have to be considered, but obviously we can't be considering every single factor. So just to give us an overview.
There's a very interesting way of looking at this. Very interesting. I think just wondering if you expand the sample size, whether that give you a bit.
It probably will give us a bit better overview.
Give you something.
Yeah.
United will still be quite high up. Imagine the amount of shot on target they give out is ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I think that United will still be high up, but I guess the other teams we'll get a better idea. So I would assume,
see Aston Villa and Luton.
Yeah.
They're quite high as well.
Yeah, exactly. So now Luton, we kind of expect it to be high, right? So 80%, we kind of expect, because Luton don't keep clean sheets. They're always very attacking as well. So that kind of reflects. Now, obviously, I think with more games, we'll get a better idea. So I would assume Arsenal's and Liverpool's numbers will slightly go down. City, 50%. Kind of, I guess City have played a few tough fixtures in the last few weeks as well. So maybe. But yeah, it's just a rough idea. We'll see how it goes, after 31 and 32 as well, to see what's the state of it. But yeah, it's something to build on basically, and maybe we'll carry it over to the next season and see how we go. So yeah, that's basically it. And now I guess we'll go to the fixtures. So City play Palace. Now obviously this is before the game against Real Madrid. So I'm wondering whether there might be rotation. I'm not really sure. The only thing
was it Tuesday game or Wednesday game?
Oh, that's a very good question. Let me have a look. Manchester City, their game is on a Wednesday.
Okay, so they do
that's
have
Tuesday basically.
Tuesday, right. Okay, so really they only got 3 days to recover.
Yeah. And they're traveling as well, by the way. So that also needs to be considered. So I don't know. I think there might be rotation. The one good thing I guess is it's the early kickoff. So there's a high chance of leaks from City. So that's the only, I guess, one upside. Now,
but you think about this, what's the risk? Most people got Haaland and Foden, I suppose.
Yep.
And maybe a City defender.
Maybe that's basically it, right?
But most people have Foden and Haaland.
Yeah.
And Haaland will play, you would think. They literally have no strikers.
Unless they play Alvarez.
Well, he hasn't been doing that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
He hasn't been doing that. You would think if there's no injury to Haaland, he will play.
Yeah.
That's pretty safe, you imagine.
Yeah.
Foden, maybe. That's one that could be rotated.
Yeah, true. That's the one.
All those 3 teams, or actually Arsenal and City, they will rotate at some point. In some shape or forms, they will do that. They're gonna have to.
Now they could rotate this week as well in 31. Now obviously we haven't seen the game yet because we're recording before that, and we'll know later today whether they've rotated that team this week or not. So the midweek fixture. But obviously because both Arsenal and City play big opponents in the Champions League first leg. So they want to do well in the first leg. So maybe potentially, because the opponents in this is not that hard. But then at the same time, the reverse thing is they need to win every single game now
Yeah.
to stay. So it's a double-edged sword. You can't really rotate too much, but you at the same time put out a strong squad because you need to win every single game.
Yeah. Hopefully United will do us a favor.
Don't hold your hopes high. We got lucky in the FA Cup. I don't know if we can get lucky twice.
Yeah, I'll imagine Arsenal and City, they will play their. I'm hoping Arsenal will play their strongest team in the Premier League. I just think when you think too much, you just can't overthink things. You just every game put the strongest 11 and see how you go.
Yep, fair enough.
Mm.
Okay, so that's with regards to City and I guess Arsenal as well. One thing I'll ask with Arsenal, Kiwior, do you think he will continue to hold his place, or what's the?
I'm just thinking Tomiyasu and Zinchenko, they are fit. Whether they use the Luton game as a game, actually get them some minutes.
Yeah.
Because when you play against Bayern Munich,
you want
if you ask Arsenal fans who is the strongest left back, you might get different answers.
Yeah,
depends on who you ask.
That's true, because I thought Kiwior has done well enough to like warrant a place at the moment, but then Zinchenko offers something different, and then Tomiyasu is, I guess,
100%.
Well. Yeah.
If you keep a clean sheet at City, you've done well, right? No one's done that for 3 years. We did it with these 4 defenders. Then why wouldn't he keep the place?
Yeah, that's the thing. So you're assuming maybe they get rotated in one of these fixtures and they're fit that they play the Bayern Munich game.
Because the Luton is actually an easier game compared to the Brighton away.
Yes, I would agree.
So you probably want to play
so that means
give
this
some
week,
minutes.
Yeah, this week is more of the rotation week than the 32.
Yeah. So that's why Saka might not play, is my worry.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. You never know.
Like the worst thing would be play for 15 minutes.
Yes,
the last 15
that
minutes.
We don't want. If he's not going to play, he better not play at all.
But if we were 5-0 up, he will not play.
Yes, but if you're not,
if he's 1-1 or something, they might have to play him for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of unexpected things might happen. If it were me, I probably would not play Saka in the Luton game.
Yeah, because it's home, right? You'd assume Arsenal at home should be able to like win the game without Saka.
But just put him on the bench, just in case
if you need him,
things happen. If we need him, but don't start him in the Luton game.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we'll wait and see. Today we'll know whether they starts or not. And then welcome to 513 and Matthew as well. Welcome. Okay, so that's Arsenal and City. Let's go to where's Crystal Palace? Because there was a question. Oh, sorry, Crystal Palace. Let's talk about Crystal Palace as well. Now there's a question from Matthew, which says Chris Richards from Crystal Palace. Now, you didn't get Richards. I think you were a bit lucky on that you didn't make that move. But
who's that? Richards?
Yeah, the 3.9 million defender for Crystal Palace.
Oh no.
He picked up an injury, and he's effectively out for 2 to 3 weeks for the moment. So I know a lot of people went on a wild card and got him, and he picked up the injury this week against Forest.
Right.
So he's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks, which is effectively, I think, until Gameweek 34 as well, past 34. So anyone who has him will most likely want to try and, I guess, look for a differential, or even maybe keep until like 34 and see if you get any news. Because Palace, after this, they play City this week, and then they play Liverpool in 33. So there's no reason really to start a Palace defender.
Yeah, what's the attraction for having a Palace defender?
Budget. And also they have 2 home games in 34 against Newcastle and West Ham, I think. And in general, Palace defense at home is not too bad.
Okay.
That's the thing. All right. Aston Villa versus Brentford. Ollie Watkins, we still don't know what's the status of his injury. So one to monitor and see. You don't have Watkins, do you?
No, I got rid of him
Okay.
in last week.
Yep, fair enough. Okay, so one to monitor and see. I think most likely this is the final good game for Watkins. I think after that, a lot of people will look to sell, most likely.
Yeah, their fixtures aren't that good.
Yes, if you
on paper.
go to their fixtures, they've got, where is Aston Villa? They got Arsenal in 33. Bournemouth in 34 is not too bad, but no double game week, obviously. Then they got Chelsea, Brighton, Liverpool, and then they ended in game week 38 Palace. Added to this, they also have European fixtures. So if they continue to progress as well, that's also something to consider.
Yeah, I think that was the reason I got rid of him, because I thought, well, fixtures are pretty bad with Europa League. There's some better options.
Yeah, there are other
I had
options
some
elsewhere.
issues with monies as well, so
Yep,
I had to get rid of him.
fair enough.
Turned out to be a good decision, I suppose.
True. And then we go to, well, Everton versus Burnley. I have Branthwaite, but given Burnley's recent improvements in attack, I might not start Branthwaite.
Really? Okay.
I was thinking about it because let me go to Burnley. See their last two games, they've kind of increased the XG numbers. Like game week 29 and 30, they've met what they were supposed to by quite a margin as well. Add to that.
Who did they play against in game week 29?
In 29, they played, let me get this up. I think it was Brentford.
Oh, okay.
So Brentford in 29 and
Chelsea is
Chelsea in 30. We'll see what happens. 31. What did they get 30? Let me see if they broke it in 31. 31, they played what do you call Wolves as well.
Oh, Wolves, okay.
Let me quickly do a pop and see whether they actually beat it. So in 31, they were projected to get 1.40. And they basically got 1.13. So kind of got close to it. Slightly under.
Are they getting a result?
Yeah, exactly. The one thing that I'm slightly worried about is they're in a relegation fight. And Everton are also very close to that. So both teams kind of need wins. So they kind of have to go for it. But I'll get to I guess when we get to the teams, I'll kind of tell you where I'm thinking in terms of defense.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I think Everton might just be too strong for them.
Yeah,
I feel like
Everton might win the game.
they know how to pick up point when they need to.
Yeah.
This probably the game they are counting on getting 3 points.
Yep. I know. Fulham versus Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, unfortunately, Areola is injured, so I kind of have to play Dubravka, sadly. But Fulham they didn't score this week. Muniz didn't score this week. But in general, they're scoring goals. And Fulham at home, you've got Muniz. You benched him this week, I think.
Yes, I did.
Are you looking to start him this one? Or
in game week 32?
Yeah.
I think I got better options. I do have better options. Probably not. I think the team I have is pretty strong. I don't have to start him, but I think he's a good shout.
Yeah,
he's in good form.
Yes.
Such good form.
Yep, indeed. I think one of the most.
And Newcastle's defense is not that great.
They're pretty bad. They've just been conceding. Like Dubravka again. Like we go back to this, right? I mean, 20 Newcastle. 25% hits here, but they are not really keeping clean sheets. So even then, I'm like, yeah, I still don't trust Newcastle defense. But I kind of had to play Dubravka because I have no other choice. It's either that, I take a hit for a goalkeeper this week, which I don't want to. So yeah, have fun. But one guy I should mention who is on the cover, Alexander Isak, can't stop scoring. Back-to-back games now with goals. I think he could potentially score in this one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in form. He's in form.
Indeed. So one player.
I'm a bit worried. I don't have him, and a lot of people do have him. So
yeah, I also don't have him, and I'm playing George, I think, in the head-to-head, who has stopped playing FPL, and he has Isaac, and
Yeah.
I'm like, so yeah, so I don't, I'm not going. I'm because they don't have the double in 34. I'm going without Isaac, but obviously a player that I'm slightly worried about for the moment.
I mean, I'm happy with my Solanke, Nunes, and Holland. Because
Yes.
I mean, I got no room for him really.
Yep, that's fair enough. Let's go to Solanke. Now, playing Luton this week should be a good fixture for Solanke. Didn't score this in the midweek, which is a bit unfortunate, but Luton should be a good fixture. Hopefully, he can get a goal or two because Jordan doesn't have Solanke, so definitely need points from Solanke. But what's the play here?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's good fixtures for both teams, I suppose. Both teams would think they can get 3 points out of it.
Yep, indeed. And so far, Bournemouth are the only team this week to have kept a clean sheet as well. So defense is also not a bad opportunity.
They're good. They're a good team, very organized.
Yep, indeed. All right, so Bournemouth good. Luton, I guess nothing much to say about Luton.
But they're still in the relegation fight, right? So there's
Yes.
there's a huge motivation for them to do something. So
Yeah,
that's the worry, really, because they are fighting for life, really. So you think Luton will just try to do everything they can to get
they will
something out of it.
score, I think, because they're at home as well. I expect Luton to score this one.
Bournemouth is safe now, you will say, 41 points. They're pretty much safe.
Yeah.
So
they're mid-table, right? I don't see them really getting anything.
So what is their motivation at the moment? Not much, really.
But at the same time, they'll do well because the manager is not someone who will just like he wants to win games, kind of. So,
but it's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Now, Wolves versus West Ham. Aït-Nouri. You don't have Aït-Nouri. Do you have Aït-Nouri?
No, we were talking about him.
Yeah.
Then I didn't really have the room for him.
Yeah. Now, I have a Pedro Porro in Spurs defense who is doing nothing and not keeping clean sheets as well. Spurs defense can't be trusted at this point. So I'm wondering whether I should go for an Aït-Nouri or even go for a City defender potentially. Because City play Palace and then I think they play Luton in 33. I'm
so
like,
out of City defenders, who do you think will play all the games?
Well, I just need for 2 games. And then I don't really need for 34. Because I already have 3 defenders. Like I have Gabriel, Van Dijk, and Branthwaite. And I'm willing to start all 3. If I get Aït-Nouri, then I can probably look to maybe, I don't know, maybe I bench Branthwaite potentially. But then the thing is, Nouri has Arsenal and Bournemouth in 34. I wouldn't say they are clean sheet fixtures, either of them. But Branthwaite has Forest, which might be a clean sheet fixture. And then Liverpool, which is definitely not a clean sheet fixture. So I'm wondering where. But the problem is, he's so attacking, Aït-Nouri.
He is.
Yeah.
I think we did talk about it last week.
Yeah.
I think he's a good pick, considering his future fixtures and how he played. And they're pretty attacking.
Yeah, I might still go for it, potentially. Because even if West Ham do score, the guy's so attacking that I might like punt on the potential of a goal or an assist.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. West Ham, on the other hand, obviously no doubles, but Bowen continues to tiny like tick over. Anything else from West Ham to add, per se? No,
they're such a boring team this year, and I just people don't talk about them really. Bowen is the only one that actually will give you points.
Yep.
I just feel like the price of certain players from the big teams are so good. It's kind of those players from the smaller teams are not really considered by a lot of managers.
Yep.
It just really, people don't have West Ham players apart from Bowen.
Bowen or Kudus at best, but yeah, apart from that, like not many.
Not many. It's just no point. People just wouldn't go. It just doesn't. There's no value in them.
Yeah, fair enough. And then obviously we spoke about Arsenal. Brighton, I think we'll get to it when it comes to the double in like 37 potentially. So for now, no one's looking there. Man United versus Liverpool. Oh, this is a nightmare fixture.
Your boys got to turn up for that game.
I know they definitely have to because it's a big week for them as well. Like to try and because already Spurs lost this week. Sorry, dropped points this week. Aston Villa were expecting they might lose to City this week, so it's another chance to maybe claw back some points to close down that top 4 or top 5, whichever it is. So they kind of have to turn up
to
against
keep Liverpool not winning the league. I
that
think that would
also.
be a
Yes,
huge achievement.
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if this table is anything to go off, no matter what number Liverpool are given, they will kind of meet the XG. Like Salah had like what 12 shots or something in the last game.
Yeah.
So
I think the most ever
that he's taken. Yeah. So
yeah, I wouldn't mind to captain him to be honest.
yeah. Oh, okay, but get captaincy at the end. But that is a tempting offer. And then obviously for anyone who's playing the FPL challenge, the extra game mode, I think the challenge for this coming week is double points for United and Liverpool players. So anyone who's playing that game mode could look into a few players here.
So what's that about?
So FPL challenge, it's a new game mode.
Has nothing to do with what we're doing now, right?
No. It's a side game mode. It's in beta version right now, but it's pretty fun because you basically pick a new team every week, effectively.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, so I try and pick different players that I don't have in my main team over there. So I got some Aït-Nouri points on that, so I'm happy. But here I didn't get it, so we'll see. Now, apart from that, United players, I probably wouldn't look at anyone for the moment. Only from 35 onwards or even 34 onwards, the fixtures turn. But for the moment, I think just keep it as it is. But if Saka doesn't play, and I hope he doesn't play at all, then I have Garnacho on the bench ready to come on, potentially. So we'll see. Liverpool, on the other hand, I have triple Liverpool. I might even start Van Dijk. Initially, I was thinking of, not starting Van Dijk because I think United might still score. But given the way that we defend and all of that, there's always a chance for like a header goal or something.
Yeah, who do you have? Van Dijk, Salah, and
Darwin Núñez.
Darwin.
Yeah.
I think we did talk about this last week about having Darwin in the team and the fact that Salah took 12 shots, which completely limited Darwin's shot.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we talked about last time is having those two players in the same team is really risky.
Yes. Very risky. But I had to take some risk now.
Yeah. But he might turn up for this game and who knows?
Yeah, true. It changes everything then.
Mm.
The other team is Sheffield United versus Chelsea. Now, Cole Palmer has an incredible record against teams at the bottom. So this is another opportunity for Chelsea to potentially get some points.
Yeah, another captain shout, right?
Another captain shout, yes, agreed. So I guess one to consider, and now you have Gusto. If he does play against United this midweek, maybe another player to potentially in defense as well.
He's got hamstring issues, so I actually think he might not play against United.
Yeah,
but he might play in this game.
Sheffield United,
depends on how serious this injury is.
I mean, he's apparently back in training, so.
Oh, is he already?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're looking to see whether he can be in contention to face against United. So that's at least promising for Sheffield United game. So we'll see.
Well, Pochettino is desperate for some points. Otherwise, his job is not going to be safe.
Yeah, indeed. So I guess for those who have the Crystal Palace Richards injury, could probably move to Gusto if he seems like he's fit. That's a move to do. Obviously, no double in 34, but the fixtures after that are not too bad.
Yep.
And then the final team, Spurs versus Forest. I don't know what to expect from Spurs defense, but Heung-min Son should be a good option this week as well.
Yeah, for captain shout again. So there's a lot of captain options this week.
And I don't have
Spurs. You don't know which one turns up, right? Which one turn up?
I don't. They need to win, right? There's another team that kind of need to win because if they want the top 4 spot badly.
I'm so surprised they're still in the shout for top 4, the way they've been playing. It's just amazing. They still
Oh my
just
God.
like no one wants to be top 4.
Yep, fair enough. So we'll kind of
Just
wait
give
and
it to Aston Villa. Just give it to them.
so like who Malan mentioned, Spurs has been disappointing lately. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But again, Son, good captaincy option. I should add.
At least they are consistent. Consistently disappointing. So
All the Spurs fans watching this might not be happy, but oh well, it is what it is. I will add Brennan Johnson as a very cheap differential punt who's doing well.
mhm.
I think 5.8 million or something. So very good cheap punt. But then again, same thing. No double game week in
Yeah, I
34.
haven't been watching them. So
Yeah.
who is their top 3 attacker now? 4 attackers,
So I
say
would say
Madison.
Son for the moment, number one.
Mhm.
Madison, I would have previously gone for Madison, but he seems to be playing a bit more like less attacking. Now Brennan Johnson didn't play the last game. But he got subbed on and he changed the game for Spurs.
Mhm.
And then this week he scored as well. So I'm thinking I would probably put Brennan Johnson potentially second for the moment. Now, if Richarlison comes back, then that's a slightly different story as well. Because we're all probably going to look for at least 2 Spurs attackers if you want, like for the double in 35, 36, wherever they double.
But Son is operating as a striker, isn't he?
Yes.
So even if Richarlison is back, do you see him replacing Son and get Son to the left?
Don't know. That's the
If he's
big
working
question.
so well with
Which is
Brendan
why,
Johnson on the
yeah,
left
which is
and
probably,
Kulusevski on the right.
yeah. That's probably why Brennan Johnson is. Sorry, that's probably why Richarlison is not in. Now, the last game, Brennan Johnson came on as a sub and played on the right with, I think, Timo Werner on the left.
Yes.
This one, I think it was. I don't know if it was the same thing with Johnson on the right and Werner on the left, because Werner is the one who assisted Johnson. So we kind of had to wait and see. Will be very interesting. One to monitor for sure. But I think I would.
But I suppose Son is pretty secure if you
Yes.
got the money, and
Yep.
which is hard to get. Son, Salah, Holland in the same team is pretty hard.
Yes.
But if you manage to do that, then Son probably is the better option, right?
Yep. Unfortunately, I've sold Son, so I'm gonna have to
Oh,
wait
you
for.
have?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
couldn't afford Haaland, but I couldn't get Salah otherwise. So
yeah.
so far it's looked okay because he blanked this week. It's the Forest game that I'm worried about. So we'll see what happens. Now, that is the fixtures. We'll get to captaincy, but just a few questions in the chat. Karan, who we recorded the podcast with last week, he also had a incredible wildcard. So he has 2 free transfers. Front 8, he says, is pretty sorted. He's got Salah, Son, Saka, Palmer, Gordon, and Isaac. And then the front line is Haaland and Darwin. The question he has is he's wondering what to do with the free transfer because he has 2 free transfers and he has to use 1. And his backline is Gabriel, Gusto, Aït-Nouri, Udogi, and Lascelles. I guess Lascelles probably the one to move out because he's injured.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the question is for who? I'm not really sure for who though. Probably.
Gotta look at those Chelsea or Tottenham defenders if
he already
have
has
the money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has Gusto and Udogi. I guess
Right.
Liverpool defense probably because he doesn't have a Liverpool defender.
Bradley would be a good option.
Maybe if Trent is not back yet. If so, then maybe Joe Gomez potentially. I don't know.
But the fact that Bradley's playing so well,
Yeah.
I feel like he get to keep his place.
Do we think Trent will play in midfield?
Yeah. I mean, Bradley's playing so well.
Yeah. I mean, could go there actually. Use 1 free transfer on Bradley or something. I guess maybe wait and see what Klopp says just in case.
Yeah, he's cheap.
Yeah.
So it's 3.9 or something.
Yep, fair enough. Then Quinton, welcome. And then she busted me home. Says Spurs are in transition. They need some quality sign-ins. Werner has been performing too. Yeah, so Timo Werner is another one. but I would
Yeah.
not get Timo Werner. I just have bad memories of Timo Werner.
I think the minutes the issue is the minutes. How many minutes they're gonna have for each game? That rotating wingers make it hard to choose.
Yeah, true. And then Richarlison, FPL Freddy says I don't think Richarlison is fully fit. So yeah, that's one to monitor. We kind of need to wait and see. But then again, right, if Son is playing that number 9 spot, Richarlison going to play on left. That's kind of one thing we have to wait and see.
He doesn't play on the wing. He doesn't.
No,
Richarlison.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Because last time he played when he was doing well, he was playing down the middle, and Son was on the wing. So we'll have to wait and see. And then they're asking about our teams. We'll look at teams. Another option has been suggested is Lascelles to like a Guardiola City defender. He's also not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's durable. He will play. Probably doesn't have the rotation risk.
Yep. That's the thing. So could be an option. Given that obviously City defense at the moment there are injuries elsewhere. Like Walker is out. I think Ake is out as well for a bit.
So how much is it?
4.8, I think. Guardiola.
Oh, it's pretty expensive, eh?
True, but City defenders in general are quite expensive.
They haven't been keeping clean sheets.
No, not too much. Yeah.
And he doesn't attack that much. So
yeah, that's the thing. It's a very low ceiling for City defense. And then Maguire Martinez is injured. I think Maguire should be fine. Martinez is injured for another month. So that's another issue for United defense. And then a question for you, Roy. Would you go double Arsenal attack or double Arsenal defense for the run, the next set of fixtures, basically?
I would say, well, double attack, and then you need to have Saka. Who's the other attacker? Havertz. If Havertz is the one, then yeah, but rotation is the risk. If you have a double defender, Gabriel and Ben White, then I'll keep these two. They got more chance to play more minutes. And Arsenal is pretty good defensively. So because of that risk of rotation, I will probably go with double defense.
Fair enough. Okay. I've gone double attack just because I need a differential and a risk. So that's why. But obviously double defense I think will do better over time potentially. Just because
the Saka injury is really a worry.
Yeah, true. We'll have to wait and see. If you go Odegaard, would you be willing double attack or still double defense?
Well, because you're gonna have Saka, right?
Yeah.
So Saka is a big risk. Odegaard, yeah, it's the same reason I just said. That just eats the minute.
Okay. Because after Saka,
if there's no Champions League, I'll go with double attack.
Yeah, fair enough.
With Champions League, then I'm a bit worried about the times.
Yeah, fair enough. Because after Saka, Odegaard is the next in one like for penalties as well.
Yeah, true.
Okay, we'll wait and see what happens this week. Cool. So this we've covered fixtures. We covered in the last podcast last week. Nothing too much to add on that. Let's actually get to our teams and captaincy. Final thing, but before that is chips. I think these are the last few windows left for when you can potentially play chips. So if you're looking at wildcard, probably 35, bench boost 34, 37, and free hit also any option 34, 37. I should probably add even maybe 36, probably 35, 36. I don't know, potentially. And then triple captaincy for those who have it. Those are the final few weeks for triple captaincy. So we kind of had to wait and see. So let's quickly move to stats. Now, team attack, last 6 game weeks. I think, interestingly, Chelsea for some reason are on top here. Which kind of shocked me. But I don't know where they came from. But here they are.
How is this being sorted?
This has been sorted by minutes per XG.
Minutes per XG, right.
Now,
gotcha.
I don't know if this includes the game week 31. Like, some of the teams that I have played already. I'm not sure if that includes it or not. But this is how it's looking like. So Chelsea, I guess at least Sheffield United next week. Not a bad option to have in terms of Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, he's such good fantasy asset, isn't he?
Yeah. And then obviously Liverpool second, Spurs third. I'm dreading that Heung-min Son. No Heung-min Son. Newcastle up there. I think that's due to Isak. And then City and Arsenal after that. In the bottom, you got Luton, United, Wolves, and Sheffield United, and Brighton as well. Then in defense, Arsenal on top. Their numbers have come down slightly from what they used to be before, but they're still like really good. Crystal Palace. See, this is why people have got Richards, because Crystal Palace defense is pretty solid as well.
Okay.
Liverpool defense pretty good as well. City up there in fourth. Spurs in fifth. Although I am not too convinced with Spurs defense. They tend to concede. They're like conceding low numbers, but still conceding chances.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at big chances conceded,
Yes.
Crystal Palace is actually 10. That's actually pretty
so the
high.
keeper is doing pretty well.
Or they're just being lucky.
That's also possible. Very possible. Very true. Very true. And then obviously at the bottom you got Luton, got United as second worst defense. Oh my god. Sheffield United, Everton, Burnley. So yeah. Sheffield United here, 9 big chances conceded, which I guess kind of correlates to this table that we had here of like 25%.
So they must tighten up that defense a bit.
Yeah. They're still poor defensively, but they're not conceding as many big chances as those around them in the bottom. So yeah. But look,
it's a bit too late for them, but yeah,
that's
here we go.
Yep. Cool. This is my team currently that's active in Gameweek 31. Captaincy, obviously I don't have Heung-min Son. So I am toying between, I think the options for me are either Palmer, Salah, or even Haaland, potentially, against Crystal Palace. But I probably won't go Haaland because early kickoff and whatnot. So it's between Salah and Palmer for me. Probably leaning 60-40 towards Palmer. Potentially. That's currently me. And then obviously I have Pedro Porro, who is not keeping clean sheets, which is why I'm thinking, do I start Pedro Porro, or do I start Branthwaite, or do I take a transfer and get Aït-Nouri in instead?
I really think Branthwaite is a good option
for this week.
The Everton's defense is pretty good at home.
Yeah.
Against a team that's not that good, great attacking.
Fair enough. Yeah. Maybe then I start Branthwaite against Burnley. Bench Porro. Bench Porro or bench Virgil?
Oh. No Virgil. No.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay, probably bench Porro.
Well, against United. Oh.
See, this is the thing. I probably might bench Porro. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe people in the chat will be able to help me come deadline stream. But that's where
that is a tricky one. That really is a tricky one.
Yeah. And then Roy, on the other hand, this is how your team is looking like at the moment. I mean, it's pretty good for the upcoming week as well. What are you worried about?
I'm not worried about anything. It's Saka rotation risk.
Probably one.
And Kiwior's rotation risk is that's the two uncertainty for me. Apart from that, it's pretty good. Probably gonna captain Cole Palmer as well.
What are you going to do with your... Obviously, you have Kelleher and Bradley and Petrovic in goal. So are you going to start Kelleher or Bradley? Or Petrovic, sorry. Petrovic against Sheffield United?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay,
you're going to have to be. Against Sheffield United, you're going to have to.
Yep, fair enough.
I was thinking the same for this week as well, but
you
didn't work out really.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. And then there's a question. What is your target overall for the end of the season? For me, it's top 100k. I think Roy also probably top 100k. Roy is more of like win this mini league at this point. He wants this trophy at his background.
Which is hard to get. Jordan is miles ahead. I think 100k probably is the target.
Yep. And then Manon am I crazy for looking to bring in Nico Jackson this week? Would you bring in Nicholas Jackson? I probably might not. I don't know.
But what's the alternative, right? It really depends on alternative.
I think there are way better alternatives. Like Solanke is there, Muniz is there.
It's not a bad shout. I mean, Chelsea players.
It depends on
Chelsea fans love Jackson
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah. It depends on what you're doing on 34. If you're free hitting in 34, then maybe, yeah, because then you don't have to worry about that 34 game.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
Chelsea's got some double game weeks
Yeah, after
coming
that.
up later.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Okay. If you're free hitting in 34, then yeah, not a bad option.
If
And
you want to
then
make a difference, then go for it.
yeah, true. And then FPL Freddy looks to be captaining Cole Palmer this week. All right, now let's get into the panel team, which obviously I asked for transfers. You mentioned transfers. I went to sleep and I forgot to make transfers on the panel team. So the panel team at the moment looks like this. Let me read it on the chat as well.
It's got 9 points already. That's pretty good.
It has 9 points. Oh, Neto. No wonder.
Oh,
This panel team, man, keeps doing well. Got Salah captain though, which is fine. Watkins is obviously injured, so Leon Bay is most likely going to be the one coming on for this.
oh God.
I don't know.
It would
You
be
never know.
nice is Estupinian.
Yeah, should have probably had Estupiñán over Alex Moreno. Yeah, well, too late for that now. However, the team for this week in 32 looks like this, and we have 2 free transfers.
We need to get rid of the
Watkins.
keeper, right? And Watkins.
Do we need to get rid of the keeper? Because we have Neto
Oh, okay.
against Luton. Oh, it's not too.
I'm more looking ahead and
Oh, for 34.
yeah, if you want some cheap backup, like
So we're gonna wildcard in 35 and bench boost in 37.
the 2 cheaps as well.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, exactly. Penalty, man. I tell you, you play differential, you end up like this.
Do you want to get Jackson in just to
but
have some
we want to
fun?
dead end in we want to dead end in 34. And another thing that has just been mentioned in the chat is Jackson is on 9 yellow cards. So if he gets another yellow card before game week 34, he will be suspended for 2 games.
Okay, no then.
Yeah, so that is something maybe Manon also has to probably take into account.
So effectively, we're doing short-term transfers now, basically.
Effectively, until game week 35, basically. So we're looking for anyone who's playing in 34 as the double as well. So we can move Watkins out. We can move, obviously, I think our defense needs to be fixed. We can probably look to get Aït-Nouri in.
Yeah.
I'll probably
double Arsenal defense.
Oh, double Arsenal defense, yes. Who would you get as your second Arsenal defender?
I think I suggest Ben White.
Ben White, okay. So
he's more durable, less likely to get rotated.
Okay, so we get Ben White in there, and then maybe do Watkins to.
Who do we say we're gonna?
We have Darwin is one option. Muniz, but he doesn't have a double. Isak doesn't have a double. Mateta from Crystal Palace has a double, but not good for the next 2. Matheus Cunha maybe, but he is coming back from injury, so might be eased into.
You want to get Darwin though?
I don't know. Maybe should we just wait and see what happens in game week 31, both with Ben White and Darwin as well, before making these moves?
Yeah, we're good. Okay. Is Watkins' price gonna drop? That's the
I don't
worry.
know. I'm not sure. I'll have to monitor that and check. I will check that and see.
Because I can see people dropping him.
Yeah, that's true. Probably wait and see. Okay, let's see what happens. First, we'll see what happens with the Arsenal game to see whether Ben White gets rested for this one or whether he gets rested potentially for the next one.
Yeah, we can make change before the cutoff tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, panel team, those are the 2 possible moves that we're looking at. And we obviously will start Ben White then over Moreno. And whoever we get in forward line will play instead of Watkins.
Yeah.
Cool. That's basically it. So thank you, Roy. Quick podcast.
No worries.
We'll see what happens. Thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat as well. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe as well. We are now 8 subscribers away from 700.
So tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your friends.
Indeed. Tell everyone you know. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And thank you all for watching. Make sure to join the Discord. If you are not in the Discord, I will put the link in there. And for those of you who are playing FPL Challenge as well, you can join the FPL Challenge mini league and also join our normal mini league as well. Thank you all for watching. 15 people watching, so huge numbers. Thank you for watching. We've got another guest coming next week. A big guest, but so it'll probably be a morning podcast because it's a guest from the UK. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's it. Anything else to add, Roy?
No. Good luck, everyone. I mean, enjoy the football. I mean, most importantly.
The Arsenal.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I'll be watching tomorrow morning.
Yep. Same. I'll also be up at 5:30 in the morning to watch and see. Hopefully, Odegaard get like a hat trick or something. But yeah. All right. Thank you all for watching.
I hope so.
I know. Indeed. All right. See you all. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.